no. Technology is our friend. Here we go. All right, we are streaming live. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your patience tonight. As you know, the internet and different things have been taking over our devices a little bit and are at 100% capacity. So if for some reason we get waylaid, know that we're still making our way on. It's just giving us a bit of time during these periods where we're getting used to the internet lag, and appreciate your patience. So welcome tonight. Tonight is a short, snappy, but extremely informative session on energy. And we've got our amazing master coach, Yvonne, over in Auckland at the moment. She's been in isolation, creating some awesome stuff for you guys. So I'm super, super excited to hand it over to Yvonne. I'm still dressed as a ninja warrior from earlier today. So if you haven't seen it yet, grab the family, grab the kids, and make sure that you do a Ninja Warrior family training. Yvonne, I saw you were checking it out, and you were a cheetah today?
Yeah, tiger in pajama.
Absolutely. So make sure that you guys check that out and know that our activations are highly interconnected with what we've been actually building you up to. So tonight is about energy. Last activation, we were really diving deep into calming, relaxation, decreased stress, utilizing meditation, as well as some mindfulness techniques with regards to some breath work, really practical. Check that one out. It's in the files section in this Facebook community. So we'd love for you guys to follow along as we go. And tonight's really special because right now, in particular, doing a workout early in the morning that was our first ninja workout, which was challenging. Now is the time that I really want some energy. So I'm extremely excited to get into how do we increase our energy during these times where we feel quite sedentary and can be a bit more difficult to start in our days. So
all right,
we'll kick it off.
We'll kick it off. Can you bring up the slide for me?
Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks for taking us through tonight.
Yeah. So again, we want to, if you bring up the first slide, if you can, talking about energy, and energy is just more than, you know, getting it from food. We can harness energy from so many different sources. And I think sometimes we forget that, you know, there are other options where we can get energy from. And I think the main complaint from a lot of people is when I see them in consultation, I'm tired, I'm fatigued, I haven't got enough energy to run my day. And maybe this is also a good time now where we're in isolation, maybe go over your energy repertoire and see where you could be lacking of energy or what could be stealing your energy. So when we're looking also at your platform later on, there will be a little picture of your PH360 platform where you can actually also utilize to make more energy. So how can we have more energy? Yes, by circadian rhythm. And we go very briefly over the circadian rhythm later on. Water intake makes a big difference. So you see a few health types will definitely have quite an increased water intake recommendations, especially for the diplomats and the guardians. They really, really have to hydrate really, really more, especially for a diplomat, because their lymphatic system is a little bit, you know, prone to being a bit dehydrated. So definitely if you drink water, try to get a 1 liter of water into your system in the, you know, before lunchtime. Breathing, you covered that already in last session, last Monday. Breathing is huge, how we can get more energy, because if we're not breathing really deeply, we're not getting oxygen in all our extremities. Huge difference. Daily sun exposure is a big one because we're sort of scared of the sun these days and hiding away and putting lots of layers of sunscreen lotion onto the skin, which is not that great if you try to get vitamin D. And we need vitamin D in really large amounts this time of the year because it's also for your immune system. So try not to have too much sunscreen lotion on your skin because you're actually preventing from vitamin D to synthesize on your skin. Exercise, good one. Yeah, join in with the exercise with the Ninja Warriors. That's fine. And then we've got grounding. Grounding is another one. So if you're really knackered after whole days, take your shoes off, go and walk on grass, walk in the sand, dig in your feet, dig in your toes into the ground. So make sure you're grounding, which is then, you know, you're absorbing the energy of the earth. Your thoughts and emotions, I'm sure that's been covered in the past, has a huge impact on how you feel. It can actually drag you down or it can lift you up. So again, these are all factors you can take into account in self-awareness. You know, maybe have a little notebook, have a little journal, see where you actually could maybe pinpoint where your energy is going. And we can go to the next slide.
Fantastic tips. Thank you for running through those. I'm really excited to get in a little bit deeper on a few of them, but that was a great overarching list. So really appreciate that.
Yeah, so it's just maybe also thinking about it, you know, because we're thinking, oh, if I'm eating healthy food, I should be fine. Why am I not getting more energy if I'm eating all this healthy food? So again, there's other different issues that there could be. Sedentary lifestyle, again, we all may be a little bit prone to it at this time. We're in lockdown. We might be quite comfortable to sit down and do nothing, which is not great because you've got to energize the body. You've got to breathe. You've got to move. Very important. Sleep. Check out your sleep, maybe have a journal, see how you wake up in the morning. If you're waking up in the morning and you feel naked, there's definitely something wrong with your sleep pattern. Lack of sunlight, again, a big one. We're heading into winter here in New Zealand. We have to expose yourself to sunlight, and I'll cover that a little bit later why. And look at your EMF exposure, another big one. Don't have your cell phone beside your bed. It's not that great for your sleep. Poor dietary habits, again, we're looking at those different health types. Please have a look inside your profile, what your recommendations are. If you're a diplomat, you would not want to eat heavy meat dishes at night, even for the guardians. You do not want to do this because it takes down your digestion and you will find that you might wake up at night and have a disturbed sleep. Relational trauma, unresolved social issues, poor mindset, stress, all of those can be stealing your energy. So we've got a few options. So when you go into your PH360 platform, for some of you that are using it and for some of you not using it, it might be a good time to get into it, is your circadian rhythm. So your circadian rhythm is basically a biological need. So we can't override that, okay? So it's something you say, oh, I'll be fine, I don't need to know that, because we all need it. We're all part of this system. So we all have to follow a certain rhythm. And because we as humans, we are not nocturnal, we are day people, we should have, you know, a 24-hour clock that we follow. And we also have a little timekeeper inside our brain, because with the hypothalamus, suprachiasmatic nucleus, it's just a nice fancy word that you can see on the next slide, that this is basically our timekeeper. So where you can see inside the little brain, that little white dots there. Yeah, this is also our gatekeeper. This is basically under control of what's happening to us during the day. So again, it comes back to you know, burning the midnight oil. If you have your screens on and if you have your phones on, and it's, you know, the bright light into your eye will mimic daylight. Not what you want when you want to go to sleep, right? So this is our gatekeeper. So it really governs what we do with our body clock, because our bodies have different organ clocks as well. And that will bring us to the next. So yeah, everybody can sort of read this in their own time if you wish, because there's a lot of information there, but I don't want to go and read through it right now. The next slide is actually...
No, and I love that. I will go to the next slide. Thank you so much. I think I just want to touch on this one more time with regards to our circadian rhythm and how important this is to the overarching principles that we're delivering within the PH360 platform. Like, when is the best time for you to eat based on your body type? When is the best time for you to exercise based on your body type? All of these things are really important when you understand your circadian rhythm and how this is how your body is meant to behave based on your personality in particular. So we're all similar, but we have those little peccadillos and those little differences. And this is why it's so important. So for those that, I know we've been getting quite a few questions, Yvonne, that what does our circadian rhythm really do? Why do I need to know this timing? I think that you've really broken it down very well within these slides. So thank you. Great work.
No problem. And you feel free to ask any questions, guys. So if you know, or if you watch that video at the later stage, you always can flick us a text or an email or anything, because we're always happy to help. So a lot of people might watch it later on because we're running a little bit late. So it could be that you see that later on and have questions. Please ask your coaches. That's what we're here for. So again, when you look at the food chronobiology inside your platform, for the people that are using the PA360 platform, everybody has their own chronobiology, or we call it the food timing. You have one for fitness and you have one for lifestyle. And I think that gets quite overlooked by some people. They think, oh, it's just a fancy platform that tells you what to eat and with recipes, but it's actually quite specific to you. So how can you improve your energy? Again, if you're implementing the recommendations inside your chronobiology, it can make the world of a difference. And you have to use it before you can actually know what it's going to do. And I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, no, maybe not going to make a difference. For connectors, it takes just a wee bit longer, you know, until they see the change or feel the change. For me as a sensor, I feel change quite quickly because we are more, you know, sensitive to what's going on around us. So everybody has a different, you know, perspective on how they will feel once they start implementing those recommendations.
And activators as well. We feel it right away. And in a time like this, when we have a bit more time freedom when it comes to when we're eating our meals, I think this can be a really great time to try to start implementing what we've gone out to the satellite sites and seen you guys out in South Island and New Zealand, for example, where a lot of people were doing driving and we're in transit a lot of the day. Now would be the time to really see how your energy shifts, because you're able to eat based on the proper timing for you in your chronobiology chart. So it's found under the food section in your PH360 platform. And for those that are just joining us from our other sites, with regards to timing, we're going to still go into a lot of other things that you can do tonight that will help increase your energy if you don't have a personalized program under PH360 as of yet. So
absolutely. And again, when you have a look at the other slide that's coming up just after that, you also can see that every organ, we call them the organ clocks, right? We can't override that either, because it's again, it's a biological need that we have. And it's not something you can think, oh, you know, I don't need this information, or it doesn't matter to me. It does matter, because it's something that's all ingrained over a long time. So for some people, and again, we're looking at traditional Chinese medicine because they have actually honored that different organs doing different things at a different time of the day. So for some people, they might wake up 2 o'clock in the morning all the time, and they can go, oh, why do I always wake up at 2 o'clock? And you can see the liver has its own organ clock at 2 o'clock in the morning. So if this is a pattern, you might think, oh, maybe I should take care of my liver a little bit, knock down on that alcohol that a lot of people might be drinking, because it's sort of, you know, locked down. What else do? Watch TV and drink a bit of more wine. Maybe not so great for your health. Lungs, again, come in, large intestine, you can see at 6 o'clock. That's why we should have a bowel motion first thing in the morning. Because again, it's a biological need that we have, and we should not suppress it, because again, your body is designed to function in a certain way. So we have to honor those urges and those needs.
Thank you. Thank you for raising that. Great points with regards to the clock. And again, you guys, this file will all be uploaded into our weekly newsletter as well as in Facebook. So you guys will have access to this to go over in more detail. But as Yvonne said, drop us a line. If you have more interest in this, we can go into a lot more detail.
Absolutely. And again, we just want to touch base on a few things. Again, as you said, if people go, oh, I want to know more about water, or I want to know more about, you know, how I can enhance it, we can actually break that down even further and go into more detail. And what we want to say about water, because we always tell people, drink more water, drink more water. And for people that just don't like water, it's a reason why we should drink a lot of water, because our bodies are made of water. But the really special thing about that water that's inside the body is called structured water or easy water. So it's a little bit different than the water that comes out of the tap, right? So how can we, this is the water that we actually need to consume or give us, our body, the opportunity to make that water. So our body can make that structured water. You have that sunlight, as I mentioned before. So don't be scared to go outside in the sun first thing in the morning. You know, if the sun is hopefully out, expose yourself to the sun. You have to have that, you know, the light from the sun will be so much more beneficial for that easy water or the structured water. Makes a huge difference. You can have your vegetable juices, which goes in hand with our immune support program that we've got going on at the moment. For a lot of people, we do a lot of vegetable juices and green juices because it will make easy water. It makes that, gives you the structured water that our cells need. And that's where your energy is coming from. So again, it's a huge amount of research gone into pH 360. Then we understand why we have to do certain things. If you can't, if you don't have a juicer, you don't have to have one. You can do something like this. It's available in New Zealand. I'm not sure here in Australia. It's just your vegetable juice.
Yeah,
so here you've got turmeric. Turmeric is a good one. You've got ginger in there. You've got carrots. You've got all the goodness in there. So if you don't have a juicer, you can actually go and buy your own juices. They are readily available these days. Or you can have like those ones here. This is from Australia, so you can get it in Australia.
Yeah.
And it's actually your greens. Greens, again, will enhance your energy. So again, if you don't have a juicer and you feel like, oh, it's just too much work, what else can I do? Definitely go for any of those green powders, which is your barley grass, your wheatgrass. It's really great to have that. Turmeric is another one. So we've got 2 recipes coming up. They've got the turmeric in there with quite specific recommendations. And you can see this is your green detox smoothie. Comes out of the pH 360 platform. And you can see in here, you've got all the goodness in there for also ginger, you've got kale, you've got spinach, you've got all the greens in there. Enhances your absorption of that easy water, but also will provide you with the energy. With juices, really bear in mind, they're not going to be icy cold this time of the year. So make sure they are room temperature. If you can't cope with them being room temperature, then just think of the health benefit it will have on you if you drink them at room temperature. So much better for you. Again, it's a tonic at the same time. So please have a look in your profile. If you go and put green detox smoothie in there, it should come up in your recipe list. Again, we've got turmeric in there. So turmeric is actually bioavailable if you add pepper, black pepper to it. And I think I've got somewhere the recommendations and how much of what you have to use to make it actually medicinal. Because turmeric becomes really bioavailable if we add pepper to it. And there's the research. If somebody's nerdy like me and wants the research on it, I can take that out for you. And then you can actually go over that research if you wish. Again, it's inside your platform and you can see what all the other goodness is in there. And it's a really nice immune enhancing broth.
Yeah, I love the spicy turmeric vegetable broth. I've made it a few times and it is amazing, especially if you have any, like a little bit of a sore throat or are feeling a bit scratchy in your throat. This is a nice soothing drink, which also gives you energy and helped me cut down on coffee, which was a fantastic thing. So I like to suggest that to clients when it comes to replacing things for coffee.
Yeah, and again, if you get up in the morning, and you know, especially for me as a sensor, I actually quite like a savory product in the morning, because again, it's very warming to my system, and it helps me stay warm inside. So this is also something you can drink for breakfast. So it doesn't has to be a lunch or a dinner. You can have those brothers very easily also for breakfast. Maybe not in Aussie, you know, Brisbane bus doesn't get as cold as we do here in New Zealand, but it's definitely something to consider, to have that as a morning drink.
And then, yeah, you've got some amazing different turmeric recipes here.
Yeah, so this is basically how we can enhance the properties of turmeric, because the turmeric is you know, very well known these days. But if you just take the turmeric on its own, it's not going to be as beneficial as when you add the black pepper to it.
Yeah,
So
I love that.
basically, you need to have those two to make turmeric really the powerhouse that it is.
Right.
So I've given you some recommendations here. And again, you can buy fresh turmeric. You have, you know, turmeric that's in a powder form, so you can use that too.
Beautiful.
And again, you know, I say that turmeric enhances your easy water. Coconut water, again, helps you make more structured water. And please, if you drink water, make sure the water quality is really, really good, because we have a lot of not that great water quality these days, and it actually also burdens our cells. So yeah, this is just a very basic overview on how we can harness more energy. So again, please, if you have any questions, fire along, or we can go more detail at another video if you wish.
Amazing. Thank you. 1 sec, I'll stop screen share. Awesome. There we go. Again, so informative. And just to repeat what Yvonne said, this has come about based on popular demand. So we're keeping track of how many people are viewing these episodes, what you guys are interested in, actually who tunes in for the most of the episode in a long period of time. And this has been, again, super informative, straight to the point, with regards to energy. So greatly appreciate it. Let's get Yvonne back on and get her to dive a little bit deeper into foods and what we can be doing with regards to our eating habits right now. I think we go in from energy, but into prolonged energy and health, and just taking it into a little bit deeper next time. But absolutely loved all the different points that you've touched on. For me, the two biggest takeaways when it comes to my health vitality with regards to nutrition, which you are a specialist in. So thank you so much. As a Ninja Warrior, I always knew water and hydration was an extremely important part with regards to my capabilities, and how much I could actually push myself beyond my regular measure came down to how well I was hydrating. So those hydration tips are dead on. In particular, I'm an activator and not a guardian or a diplomat, which are phrases of health types that we have within the PH360 platform. So with regards to these two health types, which are more of the mesomorph, but endomorphic body, these guys tend to need a lot more water than somebody like myself that's a bit more mesomorphic and ectomorphic. So water, so important. Turmeric, all the turmeric recipes and how to mix the turmeric will be dropped into the file. So anybody who is looking to increase their energy naturally, this has been the greatest session for that. Thank you so much, Yvonne.
No problem, no problem. I mean, as I said, we always can expand on any of those topics. It just depends what really people are interested in, what they want to know, because we appreciate we're getting a bit of an overload of information these days. So we want to make it really special and really informative for everybody here on this group, that we know we can service you with all the information that you're craving, but also want to know that we try to be as scientific as possible. So not just giving you some woohoo information.
Yeah, correct. Amazing. So hopefully that helped you guys with a better understanding of why your sleep patterns overall are very important, have a very important role to play, and how timing of exercise and timing of eating can also come into play once you understand the circadian rhythm. So thank you so much. Great science base. And I mean, that enables us to greater understand the platform. So thank you, Yvonne.
Yeah, no problem. Well, everybody has a good night.
Joining in. Let's see.
Stay safe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Stay safe over there. And let's see. Oh, we've got a couple people that have tuned in. No questions. Just a reminder, guys, we would love for you to tune in and drop us questions at the end of our sessions in our activations. So we'd love to do a coach's Q&A with you. So drop any questions you have, then we'll also handle those next week at our activations. But absolutely love Q&As. And I know Yvonne's dying to have some more questions thrown our way, so keep them coming.
Keep them coming, keep them coming. You know, if we don't know, we ask.
Correct. Yes, we've got a laundry list of people that we can ask if we don't know, and we'll get to the bottom of it for sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Yvonne. Woo!
No problem.
Have a great night over there. I'm going to go and make myself a hot turmeric.
Sounds awesome.
Keep going and make some dinner over here. So
no
have a
problem.
great night. Yoga tomorrow morning, everybody. Don't forget, Tuesday, it's 8 a.m. in Australia, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. New Zealand time. So please do tune in to relax, but also get that nice, smooth movement in. If you don't have weights and you want to do some movement, but you also want to set yourself up for the day in a very nice, relaxing way, join us tomorrow morning.
Perfect. That's the best way to start your day.
See you guys there. I'll be on there.
Good night.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye. Bye.